Almost done. Almost done. There we go. Finally. Yeah, the Yimi sticker. Yeah, I know that one. Hello, everybody. I hope everything is working because I've been setting up the stream by myself, which was kind of having to search if everything was working. Let's see. And I did not put Instagram live yet. And I know I had to turn off the Wi-Fi for that one on my mobile phone. Gosh, there's a lot of things. Clear? Oh, yeah. There we go. Let's see what happens if we pop it in there. There we go. No, why are you doing this? Let's see what happens. There we go. And again, I have... Yeah, I don't know. Wee. Yeah. I know. Wiggle. No! It says on Instagram my account is no longer eligible for live. So, let's see. We changed requirements to use this feature. Only public accounts with 1,000 followers or more will be able to create live videos on Instagram. So I can have my mobile phone here on my own. Sorry, Instagram. There we go. Anyway, then at least I can keep everything on here. And because I was able to write down a few things about this tea, but not everything. So I'm happy that I can use my mobile phone to look it up. Yay, so many people. I'm gonna send my husband a message as well that, you know, see if he can join. There we go. For the ones on Instagram who saw my post, I couldn't choose between two types of tea. And there we go. I did choose a Pu'er tea. It's a lot different than oolong tea, the teas that I've been doing the past times. Rice crackers, nice. I've got home-baked honey cake. Not sure if it's gonna be tasty with the tea, but we'll find out. So this time it's from Mochai. I forgot the... There we go. One moment, I'm gonna do the title. You see, I'm so... there we go. I do have a mouse over here. Tea ceremony. It is not Jingshuang Milky Oolong. It is Jingmai Gushu Sheng. Okay, let's see. Jingmai Gushu Sheng. I'm just chatting. Tea time, ceremony, English. No labels, no branded content. We're done. I hope it's updated correctly. Okay. Walking around. Oh, haha. Before, let's put this one in the correct bowl. There we go. It's gonna drip all over on the floor. You got leftover honey cake. Wow. I still have some, so. Okay, I already said it. It's gonna be Jingmai Gushu Sheng cha. Last time I did my homework and checked it up what the translation would be or how to pronounce it correctly, but today it's gonna be this one, Pu'er. And there's a difference between this is something else. Okay, you got two types of Pu'er. Pu'er, which is a raw Pu'er, and then you got Pu'er, which is a ripe Pu'er. Pu'er is a traditionally fermented tea. It evolves in complexity as it ages, so the older it gets, the more complex things are going to happen to it. It starts with fruity notes. It increases in value over time as it develops more complex flavor profile, nuttiness, sweetness, and earthy tones. In Chinese culture, it referred for being full of energy, qi. For a Pu'er, it's gonna be different. This is a post-fermented tea, undergoes an unique accelerated aging process to produce a smooth, earthy, and deep mellow character. Referred for its energizing qualities, Pu'er can be a great substitute for morning coffee. Since it's 4 p.m., I'm not going for a morning coffee, so we're going for a Pu'er. And in this case, I can use 5 grams. But again, on this card, it says something different than on the website. So I think I'm gonna follow the website. It's gonna be a lot easier for me to use it that way. It says, for brewing, use 7 to 8 grams in a Gaiwan. There we go. With water at the temperature of 98 to 100 degrees. Steep the first infusion for 5 to 10 seconds, gradually extending the time for subsequent brews. And it performs well over many infusions, revealing its strength and elegance layer by layer. So let's do this. There we go. I don't have to weigh it because it's 7 grams, but what I will do is I'm gonna first have a look at the leaves. Oh, that smells good. Ooh. Ooh. Really? Can I really use everything in a Gaiwan? Okay, there we go. Nice. Let's see. It's a big heap of tea. Let's see. As we can see, they are tightly curled. It looks kind of like a green tea, so it also smells a lot like a green tea. I'm looking forward to try this one. Yeah. I'm not sure if... Really, do I need to really use this much? I feel like my cup is overflowing. But this say... Forthcoming... Whoa. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, the leaves are stunning indeed. They really are. I'm kind of worried because my Gaiwan is 100 to 110 milliliters, and I think this is going to expand in the cup like a lot. So looking forward to this one. Here we go. It said 5 to 10 seconds, and then every time a little bit longer. Oh, I think those were already 5 seconds. For those who already see it, I only have 2 cups in front of me. Which means my husband is not here to sample it live with me. Ooh, that smells very green. Let's see. Very light color. Very light. Of course, the first brew is always quite light. Oh, I'll just keep it on the... There we go. So it means I've got quite some tea to savor for today. And of course, I at least have my teapot with me, so gonna give her as well a good tea moment. Brush it in. So, as you can see, it's quite the light color already, but I've seen lighter before. And the smell, let's see, I'm first gonna smell. Okay, for my Gaiwan, the lid is not really that much of a smell. It's very light, very, very light smell. From the first scent, when I'm just smelling it like this, it's kind of, I hope it doesn't sound weird, but it remembers me of spinach. Remembers me a little bit of spinach, but in a more sweet way. So let's try it out. Very light. No wondering is gonna happen, because sometimes I'm very pleased with the first brew, but most of the time I'm more interested in the second brew to see what is happening. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for joining. Oh, it does something with the mouth feeling, but not so much. Yeah, I don't have a cat at the moment. Sometimes Ayimi comes up, but it was only last time that she popped up. I must say the spinach smell kinda comes back in the taste, but in a pleasant way, like it's a sweet version of it. Yeah, you have to stay long. You have to stay the whole hour. Support me. Make me affiliate. Almost affiliate, by the way. I think I still need 3 followers. And if today everybody keeps in the chat and chatting, at least like 6 people or something, then I'll be affiliate. Wow. Yeah, I really like this. I really like the smell of it. And it has an interesting story as well. This one is from March 2005, so it's quite new actually. Raw Pu'er tea. I've got this from the Mochai website, by the way. So, my homework in this booklet. Raw Pu'er tea made from ancient tea trees and growing on Jingmai Mountain in Lanshan County. It's Pu'er city in Yunnan province. That's a lot of parts of China. No, it's only just one part of China, but they have like those parts where some type of tea is coming from. The region with over 1800 years of tea history. It's known for its preserved ancient tea gardens, rich biodiversity, and deep-rooted cultural heritage. And in 2023, the Jingmai Mountains was inscribed as UNESCO World Heritage Site for its ancient tea forest cultural landscape. Well, that's very awesome. And if I'm correct, I bought this little booklet, and I'm not sure if this book was like, the drawing on it was, if it's Yunnan City. I'm not quite sure. So I'm gonna put all the tea tastings in here, and I will eventually put the like the little label in there, and then I'll write down what my experience is and likes, and if I would buy it again. So it's gonna be my little tea notes book. Hi, Hexexon and wife. So, and I'm gonna take some of the website as well, because there was more about this tea, which I didn't write down. So I'm gonna take it from my mobile phone. Let's see. This tea is produced exclusively from large leaf Yunnan tea trees that are over 300 years old. Can you imagine? Tea trees that are 300 years old. Tea was harvested by hand in ancient tea forests during Mochai March in 2025 tea tour. So they helped out. Let's see. They have, let's see. It's a high altitude growing environment, about 1200 meters. Along with the traditional processing method is sun withering, pan frying, rolling, and sun drying, preserve the tea's powerful character and aging potential. From what I noticed, from what I read, you can really keep this tea very long, and it will gradually age the more you keep it. Let's see. The dry leaves are large and loosely twisted. Well, that's what we noticed as well. It was quite large leaves. They were twisted slightly, with a fresh and slightly floral aroma. Well, that's true. We did smell a bit of the spinach, but also indeed the floral part. When brewed, Jingmai Gushu produce a golden liquor with a vibrant energy. Indeed, it's a golden color, so I did well. It tastes bold, clean, and bright, with floral notes, honeyed sweetness, and a refreshing bitterness that quickly transformed into returning sweetness. Huigan. Okay, that might explain the... Indeed, like I said, like a sweeted spinach kind of flavor. The aftertaste is long and lingering, with a cooling sensation in the throat and clarity in the mind. I'm looking forward to this because it's also rich in polyphenols, amino acids, and antioxidants, and it may support digestion, mental focus, and overall well-being. So it's a good tea, I guess. And I was looking forward to really try something. Different packaging, but sell 15 Sigmatola for the latest tea of the day. Yeah, it depends where they take it from, I guess. And also, I think, like, getting it to the Netherlands, it's gonna cost a lot more than when you are in Singapore. There we go. Say still 5 seconds. 5 to 10 seconds, let's see. And because it's like a light tea, I'm gonna pour it at the sides instead of on top of the leaves. Let's see. I think it's about 10 seconds now. Ooh, hot. Oh, it's a little bit dark in color. I guess a little bit more gold color. I think it's still quite light. Let's see what happens. So this cup is from the first one, and this is the second one. First one might be a little bit darker than the new one. So I'm looking forward in what it does in tasting. And I still have leftovers, so I'll be drinking quite some tea today. Hubby, why are you not here drinking tea with me? Ooh, I like the second cup. There's this... Now there's this bitterness in there. It pops up together with this floral note in there. Ooh, I think my cake might actually taste good with this one. Mmm. You're welcome. Okay, I really like this one. And the spinach smell is kind of gone. There's more of this floral scent hanging over right now. I'm looking for the tea leaves are opening up. I was afraid that it was going to pop up, like explode in my Gaiwan, but as you can see, it's not exploding yet. Not sure what's gonna happen when they're fully open. So, what are you guys gonna eat today? Because I'm not cooking and I need inspiration on what I should eat. Should I go for a hamburger? Should I go for pizza? Should I order poke bowl? Actually, I think I might actually go for a poke bowl. Gosh. I don't know why, but every time when I'm making these kind of teas, I'd like to smell the tea leaves a lot. It feels so calming, the sensation of the warmth, and then the smell. It's like, I don't know, it's really soothing. So let's see. I did not take a did not get myself a little plate, so I have to eat from this part. Oh, I can use this one as a plate. Okay, it's not aesthetically pleasing right now, but this is my honey cake. I made honey cake, which is basically a lot of flour, a lot of honey, some eggs, and nuts. So, very easy to make. Oh, easy. Japanese deal going on. I might. Sometimes I do like to eat it, but not always. But I'll have a look at it. Maybe if they have something Japanese indeed, it might be something. Oh, really? Not in Malaysia? But you have all the Asian food right there, over there. Okay, that's a whole different experience. I thought it would be pairing very nicely, but I'm not quite sure. No, you may not leave. No. You may not leave. Abby, you need tea. Where are you going? Okay, I'm not sure if I really like the cake and the tea together. this weekend when we had a hike, Yumeni-chan and I had a hike in the forest, and we used Jingxiang milky oolong, and with that and the cake, it was perfect because the sweetness of the oolong, but also the sweetness of the cake really combined very well. But I'm afraid that normally I'd say a bitter goes very well with something sweet, but in this case, I feel it's a bit off. I don't know why, but it's a little bit off. Oh, you got Family Mart or even some serious life is Japanese restaurant. Ugh. Also very good. Yeah, you have to come to The Hague for a big Asian store. Indeed. For me, I also have to go to The Hague, but it's more close by, I guess. Let's see, because this pour I did on the side of the leaves and then about 10 seconds. So let's see if I can do the same. To the side. You know what I forgot to do the past few times? I forgot to warm up my gear. So that might the reason why it tastes so different the first brews, because I didn't warm up. No, how stupid. Okay, that explains a lot. I forgot to warm up my Gaiwan. I forgot to warm up my cups. Shake the tea. Oh, goodness. How stupid of me. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I did it last week, actually. I think I forgot to warm it up as well. No. Why? As you can see, it starts to loosen up, opening up. Let's see, what do you say? Let me guess. Some symphony of the palette is clashing with each other in other than harmonize. Yeah, indeed. I feel like it's clashing. And with the oolong tea that I had last week, this Thursday, Friday, my goodness, felt a lot more in harmony together. I think because it has a bit of a more bitter in there. Normally, I would say a matcha goes very well with a dango, and a dango is extremely sweet. And the honey cake is not that sweet. It's a soft sweetness. So, and there's also nuts in there. So perhaps because it's not too sweet, it clashes together. Yeah, it's still a bit on the bitter side. So I think I will have to pour it less long. And the fun thing is because we began with the more floral scent, like I said, more like a spinach kind of scent with a floral on it. Right now when I... It's almost like you can smell some of the bitterness in there now. Like I said, it was more like a sweet spinach. There's still the hint of sweetness in there. But I also can smell a bit of a bitter going on. So maybe I brew it too long. So let's try with the second, fourth. I think it's a fourth one already. If what happens if I pour at the sides again of the leaves, and then really just the 5 seconds to see what's happening. Because the fun thing about these kind of things is you can never go wrong. Everybody's palate is different. So, for example, I know that my husband likes it a little bit more bitter. Because he drinks very, very dark tea, and like very dark tea leaves the tea bag in for, well, if you could, for a whole 12 hours, but that's his type of tea. For me, I like it a little bit more herbal, more floral, and more on the sweet side. But I can enjoy a bitter, but it should have something sweet next to it, I guess. So let's see. The first one is more of a bitter. More to the sides, I guess. It does give this kind of a little bit of a mouth feel. Yeah, and I think that's the fun thing about these kind of tea ceremonies. Like, if you know the person, you can actually brew it differently. So, I have to get into that information, but from what I quickly learned from YouTube was I can pour on the side of the cup. I can pour it more quickly, or I can use cooler water to get a lighter taste. If I pour directly on the leaves, put it longer, use hot water, it becomes more of a stronger flavor. So that's why, from what I thought things are going wrong, but it's not wrong. I can just do it differently. Mild and minimal. Call up at Howling Necker for a tea party. Yay! That would be nice. I do have going to have a little tea tasting with Der Klompy. So let's see, this one is a bit cooled off. Also, from what I also learned is like really pour out all the drops from your Gaiwan, because one drop in there can still make a tea bitter. So okay, this one was a bit cooled off. Yeah, I still have the bitterness in there. So I'm gonna try something else and see if it changes a bit. I still like the tea though, but I think I would drink this more in the morning or in the afternoon for a pick-me-up, I guess. Because that's when you need that little spicy moment. I do like it though. Let's see if there's the... no explanation further. No. So yes. Because on the website it say gradually longer and longer. But I don't think I want to go longer. Let's see if I still can keep the 5 seconds, 5 to 10 maximum. And if it changes anything with how I experience it. Now it becomes a light smell again. I really like how teas, like in Gongfu Cha setting, how they are changing every time, every brew. It's so different, and it tastes so different. It feels like you're drinking a different tea every time. I think I finally understand Uncle Iroh a little bit better now. Like, always make time for tea. Uncle Iroh approved. We made that joke. So let's see, this water is a bit more cooled off because it's the last part of my bottle. Let's see, we're gonna pour it at the sides again. And I'm gonna see what's happening right now. Ooh. Guys, the Gaiwan is really hot. Sometimes I cannot do it in one pour. Get all the drops out. Oh, the leaves are really opening up. And from what I can smell from the lid, it's floral again. It also has a more sweet smell from the cup itself. Let's see. It also has something smoky, but interesting. By the way, the leaves are really opening up already. Look at this. Look at this. Let's see. We can spoon. It's already starting to open up quite a lot. Oh, it has that sweet smell back again. So I'm wondering if it tastes a bit sweeter now. And let's see. Less bitter indeed. There's still the bitterness in there, but less than the other ones. So I guess I was quick enough with the pour. I guess if I want to do another rounds, I should do it that way. So I don't think I'll be in for the longer pours or longer steeping times. I think really like the 5 to 10 seconds would be my maximum. Yeah, I know, right? And your experience with the Jingxi milky oolong, Yinchuan milky oolong, you experience those little buds turning into leaves. Like, what happens? And you smell the tea this time, and you already like it changes every time. Yeah, I think I like it a little bit more lighter, like this way. There's still some of the bitterness, but in a good way. Are you still on the tournament, Polly? Still playing? Are you winning? On your way home. There we go. You did okay. 2-1. As in, you had the 2 or you had the 1? Yay, logging in. 2 win, 1 loss. Oh, that's a good one. It's always better, you know, at least you have some wins. Okay, yeah, I like this one the way I brewed it now. Because it's lighter, it doesn't taste as bitter. How's the tea? I find it a bit more on the bitter side. So it is a Pu'er, Sheng Pu'er, and it has to be with fruity notes. But I find it a little bit more on the bitter side. I don't know what's going on outside. There's a party going on outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it, by the way. Almost sounds like a haka or something. But I find it a little bit more on the bitter side, even though it has some of a sweeter smell to it. You don't hear it. I'm glad you guys cannot hear it. It would be kind of strange though, because I'm on the top floor and these people are like loud. I think there's a wedding going on or a party. Sorry, I'm just bopping around because it kind of sounds fun. Grocery shopping. You can do grocery shopping while I drink tea, right? Yeah, so it has the floral scent in it again, but I personally do not experience the floral notes. So I'm not sure if it's because I oversteep, I use too hot water, or anything like that. Because on the note itself, it says 70 to 80 degrees, and I need 5 grams. Oh, it's so wet. I'm gonna close the window because this is annoying for me. There we go. Oops. Okay. So I might have done something a bit different, because on the website itself, it says 7 to 8 grams in a Gaiwan with water at 98 to 100 degrees. That's what it says on the website. But on this card, when we look at the green, so Shan Pu'er, it says that I would need, for the Gongfu Cha, I would need 3.5 grams. And would need 70 to 80 degrees. So now I'm wondering if I do something wrong or anything at all, because if it's indeed like a green tea, I would understand that I would have too much right now, and too much green tea gives indeed the bitterness that I experience now. So, and it also says 15 seconds. Now I'm kind of wondering what would happen if I would take some of the tea leaves out, but I don't know if that would make any difference, because I already brewed on 100 degrees on the leaves. So I might have to ask them about it, because that's one part that I do not fully understand, because on the websites it says this, and on this card it says this one. So yeah, that's a bit not sure what's going on. So I might have to ask them, like, can you help me? Did I do something wrong? Should I try it again? Or anything like that. Well, I cannot try it again because this was the package of 7 grams. So let's see. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna make a difference if I take tea out of it. So I guess I'll just leave it like this. And can I pour quicker? You know what? I'm gonna cool down a bit of the tea and see if that makes a difference. If the water could make a little difference right now. Because I do feel like... think most of my tea is something like this. If not, then I could take some of the water out. So let's see. We're gonna cool. I just put some water in my gongdao bei, and I'll just do some. Let's see if I can cool down the tea a little bit, the water at least a little bit, to see if there's anything happening. Hi there. Is this a studio or is it? Oh no, this is my sleeping room. No, this is my sleeping room, and I've actually got a lot of lights going on. I've got lights in front of me. I've got different cameras, so that's why my husband really helped me out to have a very, very good streaming experience. But this is basically my sleeping room. I think the tea water might be cooled off a little bit, so just waiting a little bit till the water cools off a little bit. He did a great job. How long is this tea ceremony? Mostly I start from 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. So I guess most of the times I just do it for 1 hour, but sometimes depending a little bit on how many steeps I can do the tea, I do it a little bit longer. I think I go a little longer on this one because I still have some opportunities to. There's still a lot of flavor coming off the tea, so I think the water might be cooled off. So let's see what happens if my water is cooled off a little bit and see if it changes a bit of the bitterness for me, and see if I can steep it like the 5 to 10 seconds. So let's see. Again, pour it on the sides, not directly on the leaves itself, to prevent it from getting very bitter. Let's see. So we have cooled off water. I'm gonna make it very light this time to see if I can get out some of the bitterness, and otherwise if I cannot, it's probably because I might have overcooked anything of the leaves. So let's see. All the drops out, so I cannot have any bitterness in the cup anymore. So yeah, I have to really check this one out and ask Mo Chai if I did anything wrong, or if the information on the website is different than on the card. What got you interested in the ceremony? I don't think you're from Japan. No, I'm not from Japan. No, not at all. What got me interested is basically, I always loved tea a lot. I always drink it in the morning, afternoon, evening. And one time I did a Chinese tea ceremony in Amsterdam, and it really got me the experience, like with all the water, with the tea leaves, everything that is happening from the tea leaves itself, with the water and the cups, like the whole experience, smelling the tea, experiencing, and every cup that was made tasted differently. Even if it was the same tea, it felt like tea magic to me. So that's why I got me more interested, like, whoa, what is happening? I want to experience this more often. And I'm not a professional at all. So I always say that in my stream, I'm not a professional, I'm just tasting tea. Most of the time my husband is here as well, but he's not here at the moment, so today I'm drinking all by myself. May I please the URL of those tea? I think I might buy one. Of course. Oh. Let's see. If you go to this website, if you go to that website and you look for the Jingmai Gushu Sheng cha, you will get it. You will get to this tea. And I think I might have to order this one as well, because I do think I did something wrong. So let's see. if cooling down the water and the steeping time still remaining like 5 to 10 seconds changes a little bit of the bitterness. It does change. It might be because it's already the sixth brew. That might also be an option, because the more you brew it, the less flavor you get, of course. But I also think there's a little bit more sweetness going on. But I still think I overcooked the leaves in this case. So next time I just might have to try it to see if I really should follow the website or if I should follow the card. Because that's really a big difference. Going from 3.5 grams to 7 grams is like double it up. So, and it does say, because when you look at this card, it really says like 7 grams, 5 grams on the Western per 100 milliliters. The temperature. If it's Western style on a half a liter, it's gonna be this one, and if it's Kung Fu Cha style, it's gonna be this one. But on the website, it still says with the Gaiwan. So that's why I'm a bit confused on if I did something wrong or not. So I cannot imagine that this tea is staying bitter one way or another. But like I said, I still like it. I think my husband would love it even more. And I think with a lighter temperature, you would get more of those fruity notes back again. So I do think that cooling down the water did help a lot. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot going on my table, actually. I can guide you a little bit on my tea table. What's going on? I've got a tea tray. Gong Fu. Let me get my booklet. There were some specific words for them. The tea table. The chapan. This is the chapan. This is where everything is happening. Then I've got a Gongdao Bei. And Gongdao Bei is a translation to fairness cup. So that means everything that I brew in my Gaiwan is teacup. Everything that I do in my Gaiwan, for example, if I have more cups and I would be pouring the tea, the moment I get to the last person gets, instead of the 5, even more seconds of brewing. So it might be bitter for the last person. So that's why you pour it into your Gongdao Bei to even out all of the flavors. So to make it fair for everybody to give the same experience of flavor. So those are some of the basics that you will need. I have a filter in this case because sometimes I'm not sure if the tea leaves might pop into the Gongdao Bei or anything like that. So I have a tea leaf that's going on top just to filter some of the debris. As you can see, I'm not sure if you can see any of it, but you can see some of the specks, and those are not in my Gongdao Bei and therefore also not in my cup. Then I've got this cute little teapot. Some say that if you have a little companionship on your tea table, but also if some people like to rinse their tea first and they give it always to your little teapot. So this chapan has a little jar that gets the water. I've got a tube going on here that leads me to a bowl underneath my table. I didn't use a lot of water today, so then you can give it to your teapot. And because this is made out of clay, you brush in the tea into your teapot, and that way eventually the more you drink tea, the more oils of the tea gets into the teapot, it becomes more shiny. So those are some of the, I guess, some of my basics that I have on my table. And I'm sitting down on the floor on a little pillow, so my legs are eventually painful, but in a very good way. Should consider turning clips on for your channel. I wanted to share this stream with others on the internet. But oh, okay. I have to look into that on how that works, because I'm still a bit new on streaming, so I guess you have to use the print screen button in that case for now. But I can ask my husband when he comes back if we can change some of it and see what's happening, if we can do it that way. Are you also interested in tea flavors and tea tasting? Is it Sayur? Do I pronounce that correctly? How did you find the tea tasting ceremony? Because some of the people the chatting are here, I do know personally, but I see you as a first chatter, so welcome. It does have the sweet smell back again. More floral this time. Like in the beginning, I said more of a spinach kind of sweetness, but I'd say now it's more floral, like walking in a field full of flowers and lots of greenery, just washed by a rain coming by, and then the sun gets up on it again, and then that smell, that amazing green smell. Thank you. Yes, I really tried a lot to really get into this setting, especially with my sleeping room. I really have this wallpaper, and these are really just items that really fit into the stream very well. I have some, like, there's a lot going on actually in this room. I've got 4 lights on top of me. Every light is a different color. I've got like a pink one, green one, orange one. Then I've got a salt rock going on over there that really hits the light on my drum, but makes it looks like a full moon. I've got a pink light on the side that gives me some of the warmth on the side of it. I am close to windows, so I'm kind of wondering what's going on in the wintertime. In the wintertime, I might have to change some of my light settings again, because now I still have some light from outside, but in the wintertime, it's in the Netherlands, it can be very dark around this time. I also got 3 lights in front of me, so that's what's going on. And my husband is well, I can actually say that he's a professional streamer because he does it already for so long on the Monday evening. And he had some items that he did not use anymore, that he used in the beginning of his streaming experience. And that's what I'm using right now. So, and also had a friend whose camera, she didn't want to, she did not use the camera. So I was able to use it. Should look into developing your own tea so that you can sell your tea on your stream. Ooh, that sounds very cool, actually. That might be an idea. I first want to go into the tea a little bit more because I'm still learning, because there's so many teas and there's so many options and things going on around tea that I am trying to learn about. But it's a lot of information. I have been looking into getting into more of a what's it called? Like education into it. But then I had a tea tasting at a professional's house, and the other person who knows a lot about it already said, like, flavors are so personal. You can indeed experience, learn about experience, but I might taste something bitter, while my husband might not taste it at all. And there are also ways that, like, where do I find the best teas? And why is it a good tea? So that there's so many information about it that I still have to learn some things of it. But I really like the companies that are in my country that are selling this tea. They have these tasting experience kits like this, and it comes with a big box of wait up, I'll put it on here, like a big box of tasting different flavors and all that kind of stuff. Like, you see, there are so many different, and this is just a part of it. These are already 20 flavors, and there's so much more on the website. If you made a mango tea, my guy would be interested. Oh, we might dry some mango and see what happens when we cook it. That might be actually also funny to dry your own fruits and then make a fruity tea out of it. Let's see. Is it cooled off already? No, it's still kind of hot. Still on the hot side. When I feel on the Gongda Bay, it still feels kind of hot. Call the brand Artiste. Artiste. Arty. Arts. Yes, like tea is an art, but also it's a spirit. Some people tend to forget that everything that we get from nature is still a spirit, you know? Things that we eat, things that we drink, there's full of energy in there. So there's always I always like to go a little bit on the fantasy road, like there is magic in every cup. There's magic in every kind of food. There's magic in every little thing. I guess that's why pizzas taste so good. It's black magic. Nah. But I always think that, like, they already said that this tea is full of healthy chi, so full of spirit. So that's why I'm like ashamed that I might feel like it's overcooked. What I did. So hot. Let's cool it down a little bit more. And next week, I am not sure where I am. Probably not in my room. So next week I might be having a tea ceremony at a friend's house. So it's gonna be a whole different setting in that case. Again, going on the side, the leaves. Let's see. And thank you all guys for tuning in. Because my husband is on vacation, I feel a little bit like lonely in the house, but having you guys around feels a lot better. Like having people to talk with. Feels like my house is full of people now. Oh, look at the leaves! They're really popping open. See? We started off with these little rolled up buds, but look at this. It's really opening up. Oh, wait, that was not very visible. I said look at it, but then it was not very visible. Let's see. So I'm gonna take it by hand. I'm by myself anyway, so... There you go. Look at the leaves. Pretty big leaves. Nice and green. Why didn't I join the vacation? Because I'm scared to fly. Eventually I will, but I'm also not really in a good mindset at the moment to really travel far from house. I will go on a small vacation, but I don't know where. I only know because my husband and I are next week. We are 7 years married, and then he will take me on a surprise trip. Probably I will be the one who's driving, but it's gonna be a surprise trip. I don't know where I'm going, but it will be in Europe. Ooh, that's a lot better. Ooh, I like it. I like it this way. There's a little bit of hint of the bitterness still in there. But it's getting more sweet now. So I guess I just have a few more pours just because we can. How did the two of us meet? Oh, that's a funny story. That's a very funny story. I think in 2005 I started cosplaying, and together with a friend of mine, we went to an anime convention. And my friend was back then very into Asian men, and we noticed a guy with a gas mask on and doing noticing all the tickets and all that kind of stuff. Not scanning your tickets, but he was waiting in front of the room to see if you have your ticket before you could go in. And my friend was really like, "Oh, must be an Asian guy," and I really wonder what's underneath the mask. And when we went to bed, we quickly wanted to grab a drink from the vending machine in the hotel. And then he popped out of the elevator and my friend won away. And I was looking like, oh yeah, we're going to bed, so good night, I guess. And he said, oh, good night. Eventually in 2006, the beginning of 2006, we were also in a dancing group, para dancing group, and there were other people who took this Asian boy with them, and they said, well, this is gonna be our new manager. And I was a bit annoyed because my best friend was heartbroken quite a few times because of those kind of guys. And he was introducing himself like very politely and kindly, and I was like, oh no, I don't want this guy close to me or close to my friend, because she's falling for him, and otherwise he's breaking her heart again. So I really did not like my husband in the beginning. I really disliked the guy a lot. And I had to put him on Amazon. Back in the day, it was Amazon. Yes, it's that long time ago. And I still have tea in there. I had him unblocked because I simply did not want to talk to this guy, because my friend was like, oh, I really like him. And that guy really asked to my friend, where are you from? As in, like, what is your cultural background? And I was like, oh my God, no, please don't make it that important. Like, you either like someone or you don't, Why is it so important? And also because my friend back in the days also had some with the Chinese or Asian guys. Their parents didn't really go well with my friends, so I was a little bit annoyed by that. Like, oh no, just choose her because she's that person you like. And eventually they're like going on, and we had a meeting on MSN. I had to unblock him, had to chat with him, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just keep him unblocked. And then one day he sent me a notification like with the webcam. I was like, why does this guy want to turn on his webcam for me? Like, why? And I was like, you know what? I'll just accept it. And he was standing there with his new cosplay, Darth Vader, with his sword going on, like his lightsaber. He's like, how do you like my new cosplay? I was like, why do you ask me? Like, of all people, why do you ask me? And then he said something funny. He said, because you're the only interesting person. And I felt so like the biggest compliment ever. And I kind of grew on the guy because he showed me a lot on the webcam, like doing the DDR, new cosplays, project that he was doing, gaming and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of grew on that guy. And eventually in 2006, on the convention again, well, we kissed in cosplay. So yeah, that's like a very funny story, not liking a person and eventually marrying the guy. And for my friend, if you think like, oh, I took the guy away from my friend. No, that was not the case, because my friend eventually had eyes on someone else, and my husband was the guy that could make me blush, and my friend never saw me blushing. And he said something and I was suddenly blushing, and then my friend said, oh my god, I know you for so many years and never seen you blushing. This guy is really really stealing your heart. I said, yes, he did. So yeah, that's kind of how we met, on conventions and cosplay and webcam sessions. Do I make it sound weird? So yeah, we went to conventions a lot of times together after that. And he started getting into DJing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we really grow into each other's projects a lot. Yeah, this guy really overcame every difficulty you can think about, like everything. Ooh, yeah, I really like the taste now. Cosplaying does well on stream too. You should try it. What cosplays have you done? A lot, actually. Really going from, most of the time it's games related. Like I started out as Riku from Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 10 Part 2. Also Tokyo Mew Mew was my first. Those two were my first cosplays. Also sewing for my friend at the same time. I went to Chobits. A lot of Dead or Alive, actually. So I got Kasumi, got Lei Fang, got Christy. Did not do Tina yet. Maybe I should try Tina. Let's see. I also did not cosplay Ayane, by the way. Then I did Yang from Ruby, which is also very fun. I had the big guns on my arms as well. And my favorite one, and I think many favorite ones, is Bayonetta, both 1 and Part 2. I think those are the most favorite one. And Assassin's Creed. Those, I think, those are the cosplays I still have laying around. And not maybe, yeah, they're still complete. My stream schedule is mostly on Sunday and 4 p.m. I don't have any other days yet. I might in the future, but for now it's still on the Sundays 4 p.m. Yeah, Bayonetta. You remembered Bayonetta. I think this might be my last one. Let's see. Oh, I'm streaming already so long. So this is gonna be my last one, my last cup. But it needs to cool down anyway, so we can have a little longer chat. As for cosplays on stream, yes and no. I prefer to really get into being me on the stream instead of putting on a mask with the cosplays. I do like dressing up though, so today I have this shirt with this Chinese color and things going on. Sometimes I wear things that I make myself, so also clothing, not only cosplay but also clothing. Oh, oh my goddess, yeah, that's also, yeah. Amegami-sama. Indeed, Daldendi. I did that one twice actually. One time just like that, and the second one was bare feet on the grass, more makeup, even the contact lenses, like big blue eyes. Oh, contact lenses, I really hate those. I really dislike contact lenses. Yumenijam, did you cosplay as well or not? Because I do know you from there as well, from the conventions. You were always a steward or the girl with the tickets. So do you also do things like cosplay or conventions? Yeah, you're the head of the tickets, indeed. You always have to pass you to get the ticket. Actually, I know a lot of people on this. A lot of people are still in my life from the conventions, like Yumeni-chan. Bali TV is also from the conventions, but also from the friend group from my husband as well. And there are lots of people on this stream as well that are from my husband's stream. You have rarely. I've been married for 7 years. As a family, no, I do not want a bigger family that I have now. I do not have kids. I have kids, but they are on 4 legs. 4 legs and a fluffy tail. So, no kids for me. I've thought about it quite a lot, but I've never been into the mental state where I thought I could raise kids comfortably. I had, like in 2017, I've got a depression going on. Right now I'm going through a burnout session. So yeah, I've got a lot of things going on in my life. So that's why there was never truly space, both mentally, to raise kids. And to me, it's very important that you should have like more of a stable mindsetting to really get kids, because you're growing a human being. They really they need you as a person, as their parent. And right at the moment, I do not feel like I can give that safety to a little human being, and therefore I choose not to have children. I'm 38 years old, so some say it's too old, some say it's never too late. Getting kids, in some case getting too late, but so yes, I choose to have kids on 4 legs with a fuzzy tail that help me with my mental well-being. I have siblings. I've got 2 older brothers, and they have kids. And the middle brother have 3 boys, and my oldest brother have 2 girls. So I have a family full of people around me. And the girls are coming over in October to sleep for the first time, because I never had a sleepover with my nieces or nephews. So it's the first time. I have 2 cats walking around. Well, probably sleeping at the moment. I think might be cool enough, yes. Yimi! Yimi! This sticker that Sonic Phone is using, that's my cat. Or that's one of the cats. Oh. Let's see if we can get a little blessing. Hey girl! Oh, that's not a Yimi who's coming up. That's Laylee, actually. I got 2 cats. So let's see if she wants to show herself a little bit. Oh, why are you in the back? Why are you in the back? Hey, come say hi. Come say hi. Come say hi. Well, you're a little bit skittish, aren't you? I can get her. Hey. No, you little. Yeah, cannot have it. Cannot have this one. Not sure if you can see her. Well, that's my cat Layli. My father passed away this January this year, and he had this cat, and he had no one taking over the cat. And then I said, well, I want to take this cat. She's opening up to me. So she's my second daughter. I would always say it like that. My eldest one is still sleeping. I think Layli is about 6 years old, I guess. Hey, come say hi. Yeah, she has this little stumpy tail. We don't know what happened to her. What language do I speak? I speak Dutch and English. My German is very bad. My Japanese is also very, 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 very basic. And my Chinese is almost non-existent. I did one time had a Chinese course. And I could write down some Chinese. Chinese Mandarin, by the way. But I stopped because I had no one to practice with. Yeah. You're gonna stretch yourself. Yeah, you're gonna stretch. But Dutch is my native language. How about yours? What language do you speak? Where are you from? Thank you. You wanna smell? You wanna smell too? Oh, that's a weird smell for you. You're from California, only English. Oh, California sounds good. How's the weather? Is it very hot over there, or? I can imagine that California might be very hot. Weather's pretty great all year round. Oh, nice. Nice. Sonic Foon, you can speak Chinese, English, Malay, Cantonese, a bit of Korean, and a bit of Japanese. Teach me, senpai. Teach me. Especially, if I continue with the tea parts and all that kind of stuff, Cantonese and Chinese would be very handy for me. What are you doing behind my back? Cantonese. How did you learn Cantonese, by the way? Is it not very difficult? Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah, okay. Might be because you're closer to that region to learn Cantonese. But I always think it's very difficult to learn Cantonese, is it not? Because of the different tone heights. Like, there are 7 of them. And Mandarin only has like 4 of them. And I already have problems with 4 of them. Your ancestor from Guangdong. Ah! I believe I had tea from Guangdong province once. I think I had. Wait, did I have not? Ooh, there we go. Guangdong, did I had? That was Lansing. This was Sunmin City. I could swear that I had something. Oh, this was Taiwan. Lansong Oolong. No, that's strange. Okay, I thought I had something from Guangdong as well, but apparently not. Dutch, English, German, reading and listening. But with talking, I shut down. Basic Japanese and basic Slovene. Yeah, you should. Yeah, you are learning for Slovene language. Learning a bit of Korean due the Running Man, but learn a bit of Japanese due to anime. Yeah, that's a very handy one. Do you also notice that eventually you start taking over parts of the language that are like... I do watch a lot of Korean series, Korean drama, and I noticed that when something is off, I always like... I'm like, oh, that's so... You know, you have to... Or, yeah, all those kind of things. You start taking over these kind of things, those kind of sounds, and it's like... There is no way of saying what you feel but to produce that sound. You suddenly started to understand it by sound, I guess. Ooh, it's very light now. So the tea is very light. It does have a small bitterness in there still, but also some of the sweetness is back, but it's very, very light. So I think this is the last part of it. Also, I am also starting to get hungry, and I need to order my food. Girl, waar zijn Jimmy dan? Ga Jimmy halen. Ga Jimmy halen dan. Chinese, Korean, Italian, and Spanish are still on the list. You go. No way. Back in the days, I really was a lot into languages, like a lot of it. But I'm too shy to really talk in a different language, especially like... I always shut down. I do sometimes have the language in my head, so sometimes I think in a different language, but I just cannot say it out loud somehow. So especially with Chinese, in a way, it is in my mind. I can hear it. I can hear the tones, but the moment I have to speak, it's like blah blah. I was like, oh, I probably just cursed your cow. That's also the difficult part about this stream is like pronouncing the tea items, because on the package itself it is written like this, but I also know for Chinese that you would have specific pronunciation to have this one. So for example, I've got this tea, but the pronunciation would be the top part, like how to pronounce it with the correct tones without cursing someone's heritage or something like that. So you would see it on the package like this, but back I was trying to really search it up, like what does it mean, how to pronounce it correctly. I did not do it for this tea this time. When I started talking English, I really had a bad stutter and many yeah. It gets better by doing. Yeah, that is true. Things get better by trying and doing, but I always find Chinese a bit scary because if I say it with a different tone, it means something else. So 谢谢 says thank you, but if I say 谢谢, like going up, I have no idea. I might just have wished you a bad day. So that's the thing with Chinese. I find it very scary to say it because it might mean something else eventually, suddenly. Or suddenly, it might suddenly say something weird. Beauty Island Pomelo flower tea. Yeah, that's what I also wrote down, because if I look at the character, maybe you can help me out with the characters, by the way. Because if I look at the characters itself, like Youzi, at one part I was thinking that it says pomelo, but also grapefruit. So I was a little bit like, what's going on? And I know that, for example, that this character means person. But Meiren, that means beauty. So I was a little bit like confused. Like, are we talking beauty person? Beauty as in like, okay, that word, those two characters combined means beauty? Meiren is beauty. Okay. Yeah. Ah, okay. But the word ren means person. So that's why I was like, okay, I do know that part. Why is it combined? What does it mean to get? Okay, so Meiren means beauty. Okay. I do know that cha means tea. Let's see. I also hua is flower. Did I had? I believe also the word black was hong. I believe. So it's fun to learn these kind of little things. And oolong, like we would pronounce it in Dutch as oolong. It's different in Chinese. It's like oolong. Okay, there we go. It's very fun to learn these kind of things. Well, there we go. We got this tea going on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse off my cups. Give my last tea to my little teapot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse down my items here on stream. I'm gonna do the dishes, of course, after this one. Yo tea hua might run. Wo hua cha beauty pomelo flower tea. Hinting the tea is picked by the hand of hardworking beauty person. Oh, that sounds like a good one. Yeah, I'm still alive. The tea was like a bit bitter, and I was trying some experimenting a lot, and I had also nice conversation with Sayu. And Sayu, Neodat Zurich is my husband, if you're wondering. So yeah, I'm still alive because of that. So we had like a nice chat. I was doing some weird things with the tea, so I was just experimenting on stream. And it started to taste better the colder the water got, so I wanted to enjoy it a little bit longer. But I am gonna rinse my items. I'm not in the same country at the moment, husband. Yeah, indeed. You're the vacation husband. There we go. Brushing my tea into my little pet. I think I'm just gonna call her Pu'er. It sounds so cute. Pu'er. Go. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to use my leftover waters. Yeah, I think Pu'er is, it kind of keeps in my head the whole time, the name Pu'er. Also reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. So there we go. I'm gonna turn down my body leaf. I don't know, still don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Cup number 1. Cup number 2. See if we can rinse out some of the leaves. There we go. Just a little bit for her as well. I think this one is cleansed for as far as possible. Should cleanse it a little bit more. And then let's see if we can do it with this tea as well. Shake it up. I cannot do it with one hand yet. So normally you would have a lid. I want to be able to do this with one hand. There we go. Not completely. It's not empty yet. So there we got it. The big pile of leaves. Big leaves. What? Stay there, please. So, fun fact, when Chinese businessmen having the business talk, some of them prefer tea over coffee. Isn't that except for Korean, like with O? Asian cultures, mostly it's tea, because you really are in that spirit together. So that was my tea stream for today. I am going to clean up, and I'm also going to the Mochai website and ask them if I did something wrong, because I still want to know what happened. If I overbrew it, overcooked it, or if it's just that taste. Because it does smell so sweet and floral. But it was, for me, for my liking, a bit on a bitter side. So I really think I did something wrong. So there we go. Gonna cleanse up a bit of the board. No worries, everything is getting picked up in a big bowl underneath my table. So yeah, I can really imagine that this really builds up a social circle. With tea, I had a very good conversation with my mother over tea during a tea time, during a tea ceremony like this. And I really think just going deep with each other at that moment, like talking business or having a good chat or just having the moment of rest, because with Yumeni-chan, I did this in the forest in a very small setting, like my travel set. And it was raining. It first started out with sunshine, and then it was raining, and lucky she had the umbrella, and we were dressed up for it as well, but she did have the umbrella, and we were enjoying the tea and just the sound of the rain getting on top of the umbrella together with the warmth of, it was still warm enough, with the warmth of the sun, but also the whole setting in the forest itself and the rain and the grass around us. It really, like, I don't know, I would call it magic. So I think in this case that tea really has its own like Neodash is saying, it has a holy time. It's really it really does something. It has a spirit. So in that case, I can totally understand why you might actually choose a specific tea for a specific setting to really enjoy the spirit of that tea. So yeah, tea time is indeed a holy time. And you agree with that remark? Yes, me too. I mean, I do slap my tea bag in the morning just in my big cup. And I do the same in the evening with my herbal tea, like big slap it in there and just enjoy the tea. But that's why on the Sundays I really like to enjoy these kind of settings. I also did a small setting with the girls from my big brother, and we were enjoying the cartoon Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was just sipping my tea, like I wanted some tea, and one of the girls, the youngest one, was also sipping from the cup. She likes to drink it, but not often. Like, does she like to drink tea? But she did like it, and she was like, okay, for me, I drink it hot and I really get into the flavor of it. But for her, it was like, oh, this tastes so much better than regular tea. And I was so happy to hear that a little girl, like, I think she's 7 years old or something, that she really picked up that there's something different about these type of teas. It does not taste the same. And of course it does not, because I prepare both with love, but there's also a lot of different energy in there. And although I drink it hot and the flavor gets in there very good, she was very just small sipping on it. And she also let it cool off. So I think it might have been a little bit more bitter to my liking, cooled off. But she enjoyed it. And she was like, can I have another cup? Can I have another cup? And what I also did was, like, I let her smell the tea, like when it's in a package, then I let her smell when it's in the cup, and it's like, is there something different? Yeah, it smells like flowers. Yeah, it smells like flowers. So I think it's also a nice way to introduce kids as well on this setting, like what do they smell, what do they see, do they like the flavor. So yeah, something magical was happening at the same time, and my mom was looking at her like, she never drinks this much tea. And like, I mean, she had 2 or 3 cups of this, which is a lot for her. Let's see, no offense, but for me, matcha is cursed for my palate. No, it's not for me. Matcha, I really like matcha, but matcha needs to be prepared well. If it's not prepared well, and also depending on the grade of the matcha, it doesn't taste good. You really, the temperature has to be 80 degrees or even less. You really have to whisk it up till it really becomes frothy. And if you have a higher grade, there is more of the bitterness and less of, well, not more bitterness, but I'd say less of the grassiness. I think that might be a better explanation. So of course it has a bit of a grassy taste, but that's why if you have a matcha, like a good grade matcha, use something sweet with it. It really combines very well. If you don't like a matcha that way with a sweetness to the side, see if you like mango in your matcha. And I had a matcha latte with mango and cheese foam on top. I kid you not. The cheese, which is a very sour flavor. Then you have the mango, which is a very sweet palate. And then you have the matcha in between, which is a bitter. And then you have the milk, which is creamy and sweet. All these flavors went so well together. So Sonic Food, try a mango matcha latte. And if you can, with a cheese foam on top. I think you would like this one. And John, I think you also would like this one. This is Uncle Ira approved. If I would brew it differently, probably with less leaves, then it might be approved. But I have to try it another time. So I might have to go there and say, can I get another package? I want to try a good one this time. So I'm gonna order my food. I think it's still gonna be Pokeball because I feel like I want something with a palette with different kind of flavors. So a rice with a mango, feta cheese, nachos in there as well. I think I'm going for that one. I feel like I want something all over the place. I'm gonna put the ending screen on and I'm gonna do my dishes. So I want to say thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you my husband for also tuning in, even though I know that you might not be able to tuning in all the time. Thank you for chatting with me and your questions and just having a lovely evening with me. So thank you so much. Have a nice week. Thank you. Bye-bye.